It's Friday, March 8th, 2024. Let's talk about the news. From Reuters, hackers that hit UnitedHealth pull disappearing act. The Blackcat hacking gang, also known as ALPHV, has reportedly disappeared, replacing their online presence with statements that also reportedly incorrectly suggest they were taken down by law enforcement. This is what's known in the cybercrime industry as an exit scam, where a hacking group or crypto asset company runs away with the loot and leaves their collaborators and customers in the lurch, usually pretending as justification for their disappearance that law enforcement entities have captured them, which makes it less likely those with information about them will share said information. In this case, the Blackcat gang hacked the technology unit of UnitedHealth Group, causing all sorts of disruptions to the US healthcare system for weeks, and the heat from that attack might be why they decided to shut down, though in most cases the gangs that disappear in this way reappear before long using a different name. UnitedHealth reportedly paid about $22 million in ransom to the hackers in order to get their systems back online, though the company has not confirmed this publicly. From The Verge, the EU's new competition rules are going live. Wednesday was the deadline for some of the tech world's biggest companies to comply with the European Union's Digital Markets Act, or DMA, which has riled the industry and is resulting in a flurry of changes across online services within the bloc and around the world. The DMA is meant to force these companies to behave in fair and open ways, and is especially focused on preventing monopolization of what have become fundamental aspects of the global economy. Companies that have been designated gatekeepers by the European Commission, defined as tech companies operating in at least 3 EU states, pulling in at least 7.5 billion euros each year, boasting an average market cap of around 75 billion euros, operating a platform with at least 45 million monthly active users, and serving more than 10,000 active EU business customers, must thus adjust their offerings to these new guidelines, or be fined up to 10% of their global revenue, and up to 20% of that revenue for infractions after the first. These rules apply to Microsoft, Meta, Apple, Alphabet, ByteDance, and Amazon, and these companies have made announcements in recent months as to how they plan to change the way they do things to fulfill their new DMA-delineated responsibilities within the bloc, including things like Apple allowing third-party app stores in the EU and Microsoft changing how they promote their own products within their Windows operating system, which could lead to similar enforcement in other countries in the coming years if these rules prove successful, according to the competition and consumer-oriented metrics outlined by the EU Commission. And from the Wall Street Journal, Novo Nordisk says Ozempic drug cuts risk of kidney problems. The diabetes medication that has in recent years been repurposed to help obese people lose weight, Ozempic, has been shown in a new clinical trial to reduce the risk of kidney disease-related problems in patients by 24%. This trial was conducted by the company behind Ozempic, Novo Nordisk, so it's a good idea to take this finding with a grain of salt. But this is of a kind with other recent findings that suggest this and other drugs in the same general category seem to have a slew of uses beyond their original intended purpose. And that's led to a revolution in the weight loss industry, but also potentially in a bunch of adjacent fields, like those related to addiction. These drugs are considered to be pretty safe for humans because they've been prescribed for treating diabetes for so long, and thus we have a backlog of data showing how patients respond to them over time. And pharmaceutical companies around the world have been looking at their existing portfolio of drugs, hoping to find other products that might be repurposed in this same way, as doing so could save them a lot of development costs, while also potentially providing them with a new blockbuster drug offering. If you're finding some value in One Sentence News, consider leaving a quick review wherever you get your podcasts and/or sharing the show with a friend. You can find out more about this show or subscribe to the email version at onesentencenews.com. And you can support this and other related projects, like the Let's Know Things and Brain Lenses podcasts at understandery.com.